The mountain that held its breath. They say the land remembers, long after the people who walk it are gone. The rivers still hum their songs, the trees still whisper their names, and the wind still carries their stories. This is one such story, told to me by my grandfather, who heard it from his own father before him. There was once a village called Kutu-Mbali, nestled in the shadow of Mount Ranga, a towering peak that had stood longer than any living soul could remember. The people of Kutu-Mbali believed the mountain was not just stone and earth, it was alive. The elders said it was the resting place of the great ancestor Ngai Bura, who had once walked among the people before ascending to the sky. The village thrived on the mountain's kindness. The slopes were covered in thick forests that provided wood for shelter. Its streams flowed with the clearest water, and its fertile soil bore the sweetest yams and millet. But there were rules, ancient laws whispered by the old ones. First, do not cut too many trees at once, for the mountain breathes through them. Second, do not take stones from the mountain's heart, for it is its bones. Third, do not make loud noises at night, for the mountain must sleep. For generations, the people obeyed, and the village flourished. But as the years passed, the younger men, strong, ambitious, and eager for more, began to question the old ways. One such man was Kuto, the son of a great hunter. He was respected for his strength, but feared for his arrogance. Kuto did not believe in spirits, nor in the warnings of the elders. He oftenest mocked the traditions, saying, "A mountain does not eat or drink. It is just rock and earth, nothing more." One season, the village suffered a terrible drought. The fields turned to dust, and the river grew thin. The people became desperate. That was when Kuto had an idea. "Mount Ranga is full of stone," he told the men. "If we carve out its rock, we can build great walls to channel the water. The mountain is old. It will not miss a few stones." Some of the men hesitated, but hunger makes a man reckless. They followed Kuto up the mountain, carrying tools made from iron and bone. They climbed past the sacred trees, past the hidden caves where the elders said spirits rested, until they found the great rock face that stood like a giant's chest. Without a prayer, without an offering, they raised their tools and struck the mountain. For the first time in centuries, Mount Ranga felt pain. At first, nothing happened. The men laughed, filling their baskets with stone, growing bolder with each swing. They did not notice the way the air around them grew heavy, or how the birds fell silent. They did not see the trees bowing slightly, as if whispering among themselves. When they returned to the village, the elders were furious. "You have broken the law," they cried. "You must return the stones and beg forgiveness before it is too late." But Kuto only scoffed. "The mountain does not speak. The sky did not fall. We will use these stones, and the village will be better for it." That night, the mountain sighed. The wind rushed through the village like a mother searching for her lost child. The thatched roofs trembled, and the river moaned like an old man in pain. The goats in their pens bleated wildly, and the elders knew Ngaibura was waking. On the third night, the mountain held its breath. A deep silence swallowed Kutu-Mbali. No crickets chirped, no dogs barked. Even the air itself seemed to pause, waiting. Then, without warning, the earth roared. The ground trembled as if a great hand had struck it from below. The villagers ran from their huts, screaming as a terrible cracking sound split the night. From the peak of Mount Ranga, a great sheet of stone broke loose, tumbling down like an angry beast. Boulders the size of elephants crashed through the fields, swallowing homes, tearing through trees. The ground split open, swallowing anything that stood in its way. Kuto, the man who had defied the spirits, ran as fast as his legs could carry him, but the mountain was faster. With one final breath, the earth opened beneath his feet and he was gone. By morning, half of Kutu-Mbali was no more. For 3 years, nothing grew on the land where the village once stood. The river turned bitter and the trees refused to bear fruit. The people who survived moved far from the mountain, fearing its wrath. Only the elders remained, praying and offering sacrifices to soothe Naibura's anger. To this day, the scars of the landslide remain. The villagers say that when the wind blows through the hollow where Kutu-Mbali once stood, you can still hear Kuto's voice calling for mercy. The people have never taken another stone from Mount Ranga, and the mountain, it breathes once more.